Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets here in a back-to-back. It was both games in a row, and the Lakers to make it look easy in this one with a 117-100 victory. So the Lakers improve to 9-3, and the Rockets fall to 3-6 on the season. And the Lakers, they're just toying with teams at this point here in the Western Conference. And right now, Marc Gasol, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 of 6 from the field, 1 for 4 from downtown. So Marc Gasol, he don't have any fantasy value at this point. He's just a big body and a guy who's going to get some rebounds and play decent defense for this Laker team. But as far as fantasy, he don't have value anymore. And he's not playing big minutes anyway. Caldwell Pope, he had a good game in this one. 14 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. 4 for 5 from three-point land. So Caldwell Pope, he's back in the starting lineup. He's healthy now, and he might have some value in 12 to 14 team leagues. You know, he's going to help you with 3-pointers and a decent field goal percentage. And he can rebound the basketball as well. So Caldwell Pope, we saw him last season in the bubble and in the playoffs have a huge role with this Laker team. And this year, I think he'll be decent, but I don't know if he'll put up consistent numbers like he did in the playoffs for this Laker team. But if you need a guard and some scoring in threes, he's worth a shot. Dennis Schroeder, a pretty good game in this one. 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 9 from the field, 2 for 2 from downtown for Schroeder. So Schroeder, he's been decent this season for the Lakers. And when you play with players like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, some nights your numbers are just not going to pop out that much. But Schroeder should obviously still be owned in all leagues, and he might even be a buy low candidate with a couple mediocre games over the last few games. LeBron, another good game for him. 26 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 10 of 20 from the field, and 4 for 9 from downtown for LeBron. So this Laker team, they're just in cruise control, it seems like to me, and they're beating all these teams. They're the defending champs for a reason, and this roster, in my opinion, is better on paper than it was last year. And I don't think anyone really can compete with these guys. And Anthony Davis and LeBron James, they're putting up decent numbers for their stat lines compared to other players, but they're still rolling out of bed and putting up big numbers. Anthony Davis, 19 and 10 with 2 assists in this one, 7 of 8 from the field, 1 for 1 from downtown. So Davis, in the playoffs last year, he was averaging 31 and 12. So far this season, his numbers are down a little, but part of the problem is the Lakers are blowing teams out. And right now, this Laker team, they on autopilot, like I said, it don't look like they're even trying hard, and they're blowing teams out. So right now, Davis, his numbers are taking a little bit of hit, but even playing easy, he's getting 20 and 10. Kyle Kuzma, a good bounce back game for him. 11 points, 11 rebounds. He did get 27 minutes of play as the 6th man here for this Laker team. But Kuzma, he was a recommended drop. He's been inconsistent. He went 4 for 6 from the field and 1 for 2 from downtown. But this game was a blowout, and this is why he had bigger minutes played on this night. Montrezl Harrell, he went 14 and 4, and he was a player I said to buy low as well. Last season, he got 18 points a game, and this year he's only averaging 13, was the 6th man of the year, but he's still playing big minutes. Obviously, his numbers are going to take a hit when you got players like LeBron and Anthony Davis and Dennis Schroeder on your team who have the ball in their hands a lot. But Harrell, he's still a solid player for the Laker team, and he still has decent value. Caruso, 17 minutes of play, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He didn't do much. Horton Tucker, he's been a talk now, and next season teams are going to go out there and try to sign him because he's a restricted free agent. And I don't know if the Lakers can match, but Horton Tucker right now, he's not consistent enough for fantasy owners. Obviously, if he went to another team next season, his fantasy value would be way up there. But in 16 minutes, 4 points, 2 boards, 4 assists, and a bad 1 for 8 from the field. And Markieff Morris, 7 points, 3 rebounds in 14 minutes. He has no value. Now to the Houston side of things, Christian Wood, another game, another great stat line, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 8 of 18 from the field. Then he added 2 threes. Wood, he's a player I said to sell high this week because I don't think he's going to continue to average 23 points a game, and he'll average 7 or 8 rebounds a game, which he got 8 in this one. But at this time, Christian Wood, I would sell him off because I don't think he's going to live up to those big numbers, and it's a sell high type of thing. PJ Tucker, no points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. He has no fantasy value at this time, and he was a player I said weeks ago. I know he's starting. I know he's getting 25, 30 minutes a game, but he don't do enough to garner a roster spot in 10 to 12 team leagues. Nabwa, another start, no impact, 10 minutes, 1 rebound. He definitely has no value. James Harden, so far this season, he just hasn't got the job done, and his heart's not into it anymore. He said after the game last night, he's giving it all to Houston, but he don't think it could be fixed, and he just don't want to be there anymore. And he's obviously out of shape and overweight is Harden compared to what he was in the bubble, where he was in good conditioning and good shape. But I think this is it for Harden and the Rockets, and right now he's just going through the motions. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 of 16 from the field, and 1 for 6 from downtown. So Harden, if I'm a Harden owner right now, I would try to trade him and get anything of decent value for him, because right now he's not into it. He don't want to be in Houston, and his trade stock's taking a plumbing right now. And you know Houston, they want a boatload for Harden, but at this time, if I'm another team, I don't think I'm going to break up my team and try to get Harden, and who knows if he'll even be happy if he lands with another team. So James Harden right now, he's tough to own, and he's not producing good fantasy numbers, and he's been a headache for this Rocket team. John Wall, he was a player I said to buy low this week, and another bad game in this one for him. 10 points, 5 assists, 4 for 11 from the field. So John Wall, he called Harden out after the game. He's not happy that Harden is pretty much giving up on the season and on the Houston Rockets. And John Wall, I would try to trade for him, because if Harden's going to start sitting out games and taking games off like Kyrie Irving has, John Wall, he's going to have more value. He's going to have more usage. And right now, his value's at a low. So if John Wall's available on the trade block in your fantasy leagues, I would go out there and get him. Tate, the rookie, 25 minutes of play, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 for 9 from the field. At this time, he don't really have fantasy value. Eric Gordon, decent game, 13 points, 2 assists, 3 for 8 from downtown. And Gordon, he should be owned in most 12-team plus leagues. He'll give you the scoring. He'll give you 3-point shooting. But that's about it. DeMarcus Cousins, he was another player I said to buy low this week. He's been ejected in a bunch of games this season or played limited minutes. But in this one, a nice double-double for Boogie. 13 and 10, 5 for 9 from the field, and 2 for 4 from downtown. So Boogie, he's coming off a couple devastating injuries over the last few seasons, but now he's trying to play himself back into shape. And I think as the games go on, he's going to play more minutes, because PJ Tucker and Nwabwa, they're not really giving anything to this Rocket team. And if they want to compete, even if James Harden is going to be on the team or not, I think Boogie Cousins is going to get more minutes in an expanded role. And he did produce last night. So that was the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers recap